What's up, world? It's Katrina
and Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage,
the podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we will be unpacking cancel culture.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey!
What up, what up, what up?
What is your baggage today, Miss Marlena?
I mean, well, first of all, let's just say we on a world tour right now because Katrina's live another place. She's not even where she's supposed to be. Okay, well, no, she's where she's supposed to be. She grown.
That part. I'm grown.
At the same time, I'm like, okay, girl, catch me if you can.
Listen, I told you.
You did tell me that. You did tell me that, but then, what did I say? I said, that's cool. But you got it. But don't forget about me.
I packed my mic. Okay.
Take me with you. Prince style. So, my baggage today. I guess my baggage today would be, I just hate being unorganized. Well, or dealing with someone who's unorganized. It really just messes up my day. And I'm always trying to I like to work. So when I work, I like to get things done fast. So then I have a bunch of time to do whatever the hell I want to do.
Right.
But when things are just not aligning and there's a lot of fires that need to be put out at the same time and you're waiting for answers, the waiting game is just awful. So I think that's my baggage, just waiting. I feel like I've had to do a lot of waiting these last couple of days when I could have been somewhere on a beach sipping a cocktail, but instead I was waiting. So I guess that's my baggage.
You could have been somewhere on a beach sipping a cocktail, but you were waiting.
Yes. Okay. Meaning, I was supposed to go to Santa Cruz. And I thought I was going to be going for a couple days, right? Mm-hmm. But then things with work just was not working out at all. And so everything got pushed back and everything that I wanted to do just was kind of ruined and rushed. And so for me, I'm just like, well, yeah, this is why I don't like unorganized situations. But I have to understand that not everything is in my control. So it was a lot, but it's been happening, reoccurring a little bit. It's on theme right now. And I'm kind of done with it.
I can understand that, especially when it's on theme. Why is this a continuous pattern? Even if it's not the same person.
Right. Yep. And that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So yeah, that's my baggage today. What about you?
My baggage today. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, what is my baggage going to be? What have I been doing in the last week that I feel like I need to tell the people? I feel like my baggage right now is it has something to do with me continuing to travel. I really just want to keep going. And I don't know. I have no desire to go home right now. And not because I'm running from anything, but just because it's everything I'm doing at home, I can do here, except hang out with family. So, yeah, that's my baggage. I just feel like, I don't know, I want to keep going.
Well, do you, boo?
I mean, I might. The challenge is making sure that I like stay on top of taking care of things.
Right. That's the only thing about traveling on, or not even traveling. I'm not even sure if is that still traveling? I mean, yes, right. But if you're just like, I don't want to go home, I guess it's traveling, but it's also, I'm taking my life with me. So like, it's not really vacation.
It's not vacation, but it is travel.
It is travel. Yeah.
I have vacation time in there. Like when I'm not working, there's definitely more space to do other things. Like you said, like I feel like being away allows me to, or not even allows me to, I feel more motivated to do other things. So like, whereas at home, in between clients or after clients or whatever, I may not get out and go somewhere. Being somewhere else, I'm more likely to be like, I think I'm gonna go get some tacos. It's Taco Tuesday. Or I think I'm gonna go, like today, I walked down to the barbecue spot down the street and got lunch just because. And normally I would not do that at home. Now, I will say, there ain't no working out going on other than them walks to get food. And I'm spending a lot of time by the pool, which is great. But, I'm a little off with my regular schedule because of that. And sometimes I don't feel like doing administrative stuff because I just want to go hang out in the city. But, I got to find some balance if this is what I want to do.
This is true.
Unless I want this business to go under, and we don't want that.
No. You need the coin. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm figuring it out.
Okay.
I'm realizing like it's important to like get up in the morning, at least get an hour or two of something in, even if it's just answering emails and responding to things and all of that kind of stuff. And then if I have clients that day, I can see clients, but at least I got something done in the morning. If I don't have clients that day, then I can get to some work later. But like, if I don't get up and at least do something in the morning, it just, my brain registers it as an off day and I just won't do anything.
Yeah, no.
I'm working through it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find this balance between like living on the road and working, because this is not necessarily vacation. You can have vacation days, your off days. You can go and vacation, but every day can't be vacation.
I need a vacation. I do. I really need like a good vacation. Like when I went to New York, that's not vacation to me. Even though I love it there and I love seeing things and going places, it's still just like the city. It's like I'm going to like I'm doing all this walking. There's just so much going on that I can't even say that that's vacation. Because to me, vacation is like lounging, chilling. I'm.
So what do you call that then? Just a trip?
It's just a trip. I was there for a couple nights. I went for something specific too. It's not like I just went and was like, whatever, take me wherever. I'll do whatever. Yes, I did do that. But at the same time, I don't know. I just feel like vacation is this lounging, man. I mean, you're by the pool, you're just chilling, you order your drinks to them. They bringing them to you. You're just like, you're relaxing. And you can't do that. You can't relax in New York. Yes, you can go there. Maybe you can get a spa thing or something. But like after you get out of the spa, you got to walk your ass back to your hotel, get on the subway. You're going to mess up your facial. Okay. You can't even say that you got anything good done.
I can't.
You know what I mean? You just can't. So
I do. This is interesting because somebody said to me once that they called somewhere that I went like a trip. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, was it a trip or a vacation? And I was like, I don't know what that means. They're the same thing to me. Like I traveled. I went somewhere. That's it. They're the same shit to me. But hearing you explain it, I'm like, okay, I can understand that. Like a vacation is like time off. I'm chilling. A trip, but you're still off. But okay, it's a little bit more active. And you are stuff happening.
Exactly. Like when I went to Jamaica, that was a vacation. Like I went there. I was at a resort. I ate like every day. I mean, I ate so much food, man. Man, they had like unlimited jerk chicken. It's like, what are you supposed to do? Are you not supposed to eat that? I don't know. I was having a ball. I had a bar in my room. I mean, that was a vacation.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
So I'm not on vacation. I'm just road tripping.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Just road tripping.
Yep, that's what's happening.
It's great though. I love it.
I know. I wish I could join you.
This was my first road trip, actually. Like real official road trip as an adult.
I've only
without my parent.
I'm trying to think. Have I gone on a road trip? I haven't. I've been asked a million times. People always like, oh my God, you should come with me. We should do a road trip. And I just keep thinking about going cross country like that in that car and just thinking to myself, we could have just got on a plane. Like, I don't need to be in the car that long. Never, ever, really. I would say like maybe 8 hours is like the max for me of being in a car in one day. Other than that, other than that, I don't think I'm going anywhere further than that because just now I went to Santa Cruz, right? That was 5 hours. I probably could have drove a couple more hours and been okay, but doing that every day, till we get to where we're going, wherever the fuck that is, I just don't know. I just can't see me doing that.
I feel like the joys of a road trip are really to stop and explore. The road trips that I've been on are mostly with my parents visiting my sisters. And it was just like my dad, he just drives. It was like we stopped, we got food, we went to the bathroom and we drove. And that was it. This it was maybe 7 hours total to get out here. And I broke it down into 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, that's good.
Increments.
Yeah.
So we drove for 2 hours out of LA, hung out Palm Springs, drove for a couple hours. So broke it down to 2 to 3 hours and kept going that way. And that felt really doable and really reasonable. And of course, it might have been a little over 7 hours total because we had a little bit of traffic, but not much. But yeah, I feel like I could do a little bit over that 5 hours, like you said, and then I would be tapped out. It's also really different if you're with people versus by yourself.
Oh, 100%. 100%. If I could have left on Saturday how I'd planned, I probably could have had someone go with me, but I was meeting my cousin, so it was all good. But still, it's like, driving alone for that. Like I listened to a podcast that was like 2 hours long. And then, for the 3 hours, and a little change, I listened to Snoop Dogg. I literally listened to Snoop Dogg's not whole catalog. I mean, there's a lot of songs that motherfucker is on. Okay. I didn't even know half of them. I'm like, what song is this? I'm like, I know Doggy Style. I know Last Meal, what was that one? Blue Carpet Treatment or something. I don't know. I know a few of them. Yeah, no, there was so many songs on there that I was just like, damn, man, this dude really has been in the game forever. I mean, LA legend or Long Beach legend, California legend, but my LA, Long Beach, all of it, just throw it all in there. That's Snoop Dogg,
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. But then we got sidetracked. Today's episode.
Got so sidetracked.
My bad. Sorry, y'all.
So busy talking about my life.
Yeah. Because we really only talk like once a week. I mean, we'll talk a little bit here and there if some things pop up. But no, this is like our time. So sorry if we were catching up on y'all. But anyway, today's episode is about cancel culture. Cancel culture. I chose this topic because I'm just going to preface this for everyone. It's because I literally was at a bar and this man that I did not know just started talking to me out of nowhere. And he proceeded to tell me that the Me Too movement was bullshit and that he should too, as well, just start saying him too. And that, we live in a capitalist society and that those women knew that they were getting what they were getting when they went up there, yada, 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 the whole song and dance. And I literally just sat there in disbelief, like, damn, he's really like mad about this. He's very mad about this to tell some random woman that he does not know, right? And my reaction, everyone is entitled to their opinion. So I didn't lose it on him. But I just kept thinking like, wow, like a lot of, I would say a lot of men have been anti-cancel culture. And I understand why on one end, if you're like a good man and you know that people do lie and all of that, I get that. But I'm also just wondering if a lot of these people are just worried that something else is going to come up, like something they did is going to come up. And so they're like, oh, hell no, like cancel culture is horrible, And I'm like, I don't know, man, like, there's some niggas out there that need to be canceled. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
And, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it has gone to the extreme. I will say that. but I'm not sorry, because if anything, I would hope there would be more men on board for the cancel culture just so they can steer it in the right direction. They're like, yeah, point them niggas out. Him right there. So we'll know that you on,
the wrong team.
You not on the wrong team. So I don't know. What do you think? I mean, this is the reason why I even said, let's talk about this, because I just was really shocked that was happening, especially because I haven't been in a lot of social situations like pandemic
lately, right?
And I'm just like, wow, are people still in on this, or was this just this individual? I don't know. But I have heard this theme. This isn't the first guy I've heard say this.
Right.
So I'm just wondering. We probably should have brought a guy on though to get their opinion.
No.
Katrina's like, no, that's true, because we're speaking from our point of view.
I mean, let's just be clear. You're a lot nicer than I am, because our conversation would have went all the way sideways. All the way sideways. So, no, we're not having this conversation.
Well, I definitely stopped the conversation. Trust me. I was just like, okay. I just kind of looked at him, and then I looked at my friend that I was with, and I leaned over and I said, we got to get away from this nigga. I literally said that. I was just like, I can't. I don't even know what's happening right now. And I don't know if I had something on my forehead that said, yes, this is the person to have this conversation with, because I'm not, I'm simply not. I'm not that person. And I chose to kind of be cool, because I was like, okay, I literally just sat down. God damn, I ain't even got a drink in my hand. I'm looking for
oh, jeez.
I didn't even get to
You just arrived?
I just arrived. That's what I'm saying. So that's why it kind of caught me off guard. I probably would if I would have been sitting there and this dude just walked up and started on me or whatever, out of nowhere, yeah, he would have got red to filth. Okay. It would have been over. But I just said okay, he's probably drunk, or I don't know what's going on. But right now I literally just sat down, and I'm not even going to invite this energy into my space. I just kind of was like, oh yeah, word. And I just looked over at my friend we got to get away from this person.
Word. No, that would have went all the way sideways. His night would have ended very differently.
Oh, his night ended horribly.
No.
His night ended horribly. I think he was just one of those people who have diarrhea of the mouth and just don't know when to let bygones be bygones, just not say certain shit. Because when I was walking out of the bar, there was an outdoor section, and so it was towards the end of the night. So everybody's Dan had a few now. And so he must have said something to this girl, and she was like, what? What the fuck did you just say? And then there was this commotion and shit. And I just kept walking. I didn't even look back. I was like, oh.
See, he was probably telling her the same shit.
Shouldn't have said that shit. But that ain't my business.
He was probably telling her the same shit. Right. How do I feel about cancel culture? I think it has its place. I definitely think that some people need to be canceled. There are very terrible things that have been happening in our society for a very long time that we've been just passing or allowing to pass. Niggas we've just been allowing to pass. And that shit needs to stop. And I'm glad we're at a place where we're starting to do that. I do, however, wonder about the potential for people to grow. And that's something that I'm kind of on the fence about. I get it, and it has its place, and I think it's useful and important for people to know that there are consequences to their actions, especially celebrities. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it goes a little far.
For sure.
I feel like
it's too
we just
much.
want to cancel everybody.
Yeah. To me, it's okay, when it comes to people researching a person's old tweets or some shit that they said from 2012 or something, or even further back, I'm confused. What kind of time do you have that you're going back to look through somebody's tweets? Especially because times have changed, okay? People used to do some wild shit back in the day, right? And so now It's not until now that things are kind of okay, no, we're not with this shit, come correct, or this could happen to you or whatever. And so while yes, I do feel there's extremes and that's not cool, But it's also not cool for somebody to make or to do something. I'm saying a repeat offender. Okay, I can see how somebody might say something to somebody. I'm not talking about a pure violation. I'm just saying maybe somebody said something to somebody and it was misconstrued. Instead of there being a conversation, it turned into something that was ugly. And then it, all of a sudden it's like, this person is canceled. And I'm like, wait, canceled? Canceled for what? What did they do? I'm always trying to figure out if this is real or not. But it's also, I don't know, it's also just a part of this whole narrative, or not even narrative, just how society has changed, how we communicate is totally different. The fact that people can like hide behind, screen names, and you don't know who it is, and they're saying like just like foul shit that you're just like, man, like back in the day, I guess when the internet was coming alive, there was like weird ass chat rooms, right? But now it's like, it's not even no chat room, son. Like,
no,
it's like it's public.
Your feed.
It's your feed. It's public. And I don't know. Do those people deserve to be canceled? Yeah. I mean, when I find out that some person was doing some racist ass shit and the internets find out where they fucking work or whatever the case, I'm like, yeah, fuck them. Get them up out of here. I really do feel like that. Like, oh, fucking well. Yes. Times have changed. So everybody, we're making an example out of you. And it sucks. Yeah, but still. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything, by no means. I'm not.
Right.
But at the same time, nothing I said or ever done is going to be public knowledge. You're asking for this shit. You're asking for it if you're bold enough to do it.
Yeah. I feel like social media has a lot to do with how easily people are getting canceled. And in what ways, right? Like how harshly people are getting canceled as well. And I'm not opposed to that. I think it needs to happen. I think it's really important, again, for people to see that there's consequences to their actions. And this is a natural consequence of your actions. If you're out here acting a fool, this is what's going to happen. I'm not opposed to it. I think there are so many movements that are being pushed forward. When we think about racial discrimination, when we think about Me Too, when we think about other misogynistic nonsense, when we think about queer issues as well, like many of these movements can be catapulted in a lot of ways if we are constantly aware of the consequences of these actions. Although, that doesn't mean that people are going to change it, but maybe they won't say this shit out loud in public. But yeah, I don't know. I think like with everything else, it has its issues. And what do we do with that?
What do we do with that? But I also think it's, I don't know, just to hear that man say something about like the Me Too movement is bullshit, I think really did rub me the wrong way. And
as
it should. But I think I kind of like had to shut down on that, because I'm just thinking about just the women's like empowerment movement, or just any, person standing up for their rights. And the fact that it's just like, yes, I believe that there is a percentage of people that lie. Yes, there are liars out there. But at the same time, what it would take to have the courage to say something about the abuse or the situation that made you feel uncomfortable, like it takes a lot, and especially because it's like, that's now going to be a part of your reputation as well.
Right.
There's two reputations at stake,
Absolutely.
So I would hope that it would, of course, I would hope that it would be true. Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, it's both a gamble, because on one end, you don't know if the person or these people are going to believe you, because people are quick to like, when we're talking about cancel culture, people are quick to side with the other party, the non-victims, and I hate to say victim, but you know what I mean. They side with the other side first, instead of like, which on one end, I get it. A person should be innocent until proven guilty.
Sure.
But I mean, yeah, I guess that's the biggest problem with cancel culture then, right? Because
how do we approve?
Who's on the staff of approval,
Yeah. And I think that's part of it too for me is like, are we canceling people equally? Like we were just talking off the air about R. Kelly and how long that shit has taken. And there was proof for a long time. And yet so many people had not, well, they just didn't think much of it, I guess. And now,
there was proof.
We've had proof forever that this nigga been on some shit forever.
Yeah.
And people were just riding away. And it was, all right, it's cool. So I don't know. Like I have a hard time with it because it's like, yeah, sure, let's cancel people. And are we canceling people equally? Are we judging people equally? Are we looking at people with the same lens across the board? Or are there some people who are still getting away or not getting as harsh of consequences for whatever reason? Because they got money, because they're an artist in some way, shape, or form, because society likes them for other reasons, whatever the case may be. But like, I think that's my biggest issue with it is like, it's very arbitrary in a lot of ways. We just canceling people right and left and don't necessarily have the full story. And when we do have the full story, we not canceling them niggas. Like it's kind of all over the place.
No, I know. I don't know. I was just thinking if people are, I'm just like, what do you do? I don't know. I try to ignore it. Like not ignore it, but I just try to like, if someone gets quote unquote, and I'm putting in quotations, canceled, and there is no full story, I'm always thinking like, okay, whatever. Like I'm making the call on whether or not I fuck with this person or not. Right. So I do feel like there is some way for it to be up to the individual, but not everybody might be as forgiving as I am.
Absolutely.
And it also like I've said before, it really does depend on what's the offense.
Right.
Because honestly, it's kind of a male dominated world. I mean, we do know that. So, I would say a lot of times women have had to go along with things or find things that are funny or, maybe, sexist or just things that have been said or whatever. And it's like if you can't take a joke or if you don't find this to be, you shouldn't find, if you don't find it humorous, then what's wrong with you? It's like you're a prude or, oh, you need to lighten up or all these different things. And I'm always thinking like, yeah, but if it's not funny, like it's not funny,
But I think that goes across the board. I don't think it's just men. I think it is a cisgendered, straight, white man dominated culture, and all the intersections of that create challenges with anyone who doesn't fit that script.
It's true.
And we've all had to accommodate or maneuver in certain ways in order to survive.
For sure.
And I think that's really why cancel culture is what it is today, because people are sick and tired of this shit. And it's like, you can't just continue to fly under the radar. You will get called out. Your name will be named. It's going to be a thing. We're going to make a scene because we're sick and tired of this shit. And I fully support that. I'm just sometimes like, all right, but like, who's making the choices here? What does this look like? Because we also have to consider, to some degree, for me at least, I want to consider, like you said, there's 2 reputations on the line here. So we cancel somebody, not to say that, oh, they didn't do it or whatever, but like, what does that look like for them? If it is something that comes out to be like, we didn't have all the evidence, it's not true, whatever. And I'm not just talking about like rape or harming somebody in that way, but sometimes statements get out that weren't true, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think about, what does it look like for people to grow? Like, how long are you canceled for? Do you ever like cancel culture? Like,
forever.
Can they come back?
It's like forever. No.
Right. There are certain offenses that I don't know that you can come back from. And then there are other offenses where I'm like, how do we allow people to learn and grow?
It's true, which I'm all for. if that person actually wants to do the work. Because a lot of people come out with these fake ass apologies, man, and they just doing it because they don't want to lose their deals, or they won't want to be shunned, or they don't want to lose certain things. You know, that's why they're making the statements, but they meant that shit when they did it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so I could see how someone could be like, nah, we for real. Like, we're not playing with you, you know? So I can get why it can go to that, like go to the left real quick. I understand that. But at the same time, like you said, there has to be some type of balance.
Right.
You know, who is the person that's responsible for this? And as a society, I do feel like, though, like, you know, there's certain things that are unforgivable. And us as being humans and living amongst each other, like, yeah, we should be able to vote. Okay. Can we come to a truce? Can we come to a truce from all the racism and all the other shit? But can we just get this motherfucker up out of here? Like,
right.
You know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you.
And cancel culture is different too. I mean, it's different for race.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's a big thing. I always hear like Black people always saying that. They're like, oh, they're so quick to cancel a Black man, but when a white man does it, you know, it's forgivable.
That's what I'm saying.
And
like,
I'm
are we canceling folks equally? No, we're not.
We're not.
It ain't no different than the justice system.
No, that's facts.
Like, it's really arbitrary. I get it. I love that we are coming to this place where we're like wanting people's stories to be seen in that way, but like, we got to be consistent.
Yeah, there has to be consistency, or
otherwise it just looks silly.
Exactly, and then that's why you have somebody in the bar talking about Me Too movement ain't shit.
No, that nigga was just trifling.
No, he was. He almost got beat up too. He almost got beat up, not by me, but somebody else in the bar. He said something else crazy to them, and then you think I looked back? I didn't look back. I kept it pushing. Like, that ain't none of my business. If he get fucked up, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You brought that on yourself. That
man has something coming for sure.
He brought that on himself.
Walking around saying shit like that in a bar. Come on now.
I know. Where I'm
in
just
2021?
Like, yes. And I'm like, damn, like, can you go to your table? Like,
go away.
Go away. Like, what? I'm not even here for you. I came to hang with my friend. What is going on right now? You know, that's what I just a whole mess, girl. A whole mess. That's what that was.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I tend to have that happens to me a little bit. People tend to like walk up to me and like, I love your hair. Oh, I they always want to say, I feel like someone's always going to say something to me at some point. And for the most part, I'm cool with it, but not when you saying crazy shit. Nah.
So are we canceling that guy? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, because if I ever see him again, I know exactly what that motherfucker looked like. Okay, him and his douchebag ass friend he was with too. Yeah, they both of them. Some little bar rats. That's what they are. Okay. Over there, like they king of the jungle and shit. Bitch talking about, he was whispering over to somebody talking about, oh yeah, I got a room. I got a number for some prostitutes. You can't even pick up a real girl. You can't even pick up a woman in here. But sex work is sex work. But at the same time, like what? Are you talking to me about the Me Too movement?
Them niggas had all kinds of bodies.
Yeah. That's what I said. Bar rats.
And not because these women chose.
No.
Some dirty shit was going on. And they was trying to see if you was primed and ready for it. Seeing if you was get behind it.
Girl. And that's why acknowledgement, turn. We need to get away from these people. No, not with it at all.
Cancel them. Call it a day.
Yeah, they're done with. For real. They really are done with. But I don't know. I hope that we can come to some type of, truce. You know what I mean? Just since, there's women. There's women getting canceled too. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some women out there that have gotten canceled as well, but it's more heavy on the other side. And I understand why you might feel some sort of way about that. But, sure. I also say, be trusting, but not too trusting. That's all I'm saying. You know, just think of it as a court of, what did they say? Not a court of law, but the Miranda rights. Just think of it like that. Anything you say can and will be used against you, you know?
That part.
So everybody mind your P's and Q's when, when necessary.
Or just get your life together.
Yeah. That's
like, just get
cool
your life
too.
together.
That's cool too.
You don't have to put on a good face for me. Just get your life together. Get your shit together. Then you won't be canceled. There's no need for you to be canceled if you just get your shit together. That's
true. But I will say one last thing though, man. I did have a thought about cancel culture the other day because so I really like Robin Thicke, right? I've always liked him. I love his music. I don't know if I like Robin Thicke the person because I don't really know him. I never claimed to know him, but his lyrics, the way he arranges songs, I just like his music. And
he's got good music, yeah.
He's done some things that have been questionable in his past, right? But now he seems to have turned a corner. It seems like he's a family man. He's with his kids all the time. He seems like he's not rock starring it out. He had a big fucking song and he just lost his fucking mind. He just did. He lost his mind. He probably never, ever saw that type of fame in his life. And fame is a drug, man. It's a drug. It is a drug.
Sure.
And they do a lot of drugs in that industry. So they do. I mean, it's true.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
It's true. So I can see how one who's, high as a motherfucking kite might cross some boundaries. I can see how that could happen. So not that it's okay. So I saw some article or whatever where this model or whatever that was, I'm not even going to pretend to say her name right. I mean, her name's like Emily something. I don't know. Ratajkowski. I know one of my friends really loves her, whatever. Anyway, this girl came out with a book and she's saying that Robin Thicke, she was on the set of his video and he I guess drunkenly grabbed her boobs. Now, mind you, in the video, she's topless. She's not wearing, I don't know if is she wearing bottoms? I think she's wearing bottoms. But I don't know who the director of this was or who requested this as how the video was, but that is how the video is on TV. Maybe they just were okay, this song is big. We want it to be raunchy so we can get a bunch of views. I don't know. But somehow this is what's happening. And she just wrote this thing that's coming out. So I saw this article and I was thinking, damn, son, is Robin about to get canceled? I was like, is he going to get canceled again? Because before, a lot of people were done with him. Well, they were done with him because of Paula Patton, because they loved Paula Patton because she was black and he's white, and I get it. Don't cheat on the sister, okay? Don't cheat, period. But I get it. Why if somebody would come, our community would be protective. I understand that. Sure. But we weren't in those people's relationship. What the fuck? So I can't listen to my Robin Thicke CD because he cheated on his wife? What the fuck that got to do with me?
But I mean, I don't know. We all have our limitations.
No, that's true.
It's like you said, everybody gets to decide because maybe that's a reason you don't cancel him. But are you going to cancel him because he groped a woman and he shouldn't have?
That's what I'm saying. That's something I have to sit with.
Yeah.
I have to sit with that.
Because that's two very different things.
It is two very different things, yes. And I have to believe her. Why else would she say this, right?
Right.
So.
And her having her breasts out don't mean she needed to be groped.
Oh, absolutely not.
And him being drunk doesn't excuse the behavior.
Exactly. Not at all. That's what I'm saying. I have to make that decision. And that's why I think it has to be up to the individual because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know if this story is going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Because yes, she might have wrote it in a book, right? And yes, I saw one article about it. But people pick and choose what they want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So
and he can sweep the shit under the rug.
Exactly. It's that's what you have a publicist for. That's what you have a whole team for. So I don't know if anybody will, unless they listen to this podcast, because I just talked about it. But, I'm just saying, it's just interesting. I'm like, fuck, man. it's like hard because like, yeah, of course. I'm like, no, that's inexcusable. That's not cool. And at the same time, like, damn, my whole like, I have a whole like love story wrapped up within that music. Like that one particular series of that happened to me. That was my life at one point. This music was also part of it.
That's hard.
I can't help but to think about that without thinking about my first love. You know, like
that's hard.
I can't help that. Now, if I decide to continuously like, you know, purchase his music and go, you know, I understand, but like, I'm like, I have memories attached to this. Like, what do I do with that? Just bury them?
No, you can still acknowledge them, but you realize that this person is someone you don't want to continue to support.
Right.
But it does get messy though, especially with celebrities. And that's why I feel like it's really important that we are being more or having more continuity around who's getting canceled and why. Because celebrities get away with a lot of shit and they can sweep things under the rug. They can pay people off. They can do all the things. But
that's what wealth buys you, baby.
Absolutely. But it's hard because we are to some degree attached to these people in certain ways.
Mm-hmm. And anybody that says that they aren't is lying, I feel. I'm not saying that they have to be like obsessed or like participate, but like
this person
you're
is
still
a part
aware
of your upbringing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it may not be every person that you're attached to, but a lot of these people who are being canceled, many of us grew up on them or they were a big part of our, you know, teenage years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make it challenging because to some degree, we create narratives around who these people are based off of how they presented themselves.
And we don't know them at all.
Have no idea.
Never met them. We just like their art or whatever it is that they do.
Mm-hmm. Damn, man. Canceling Robin Thicke too. Yep. You look like you're still thinking about it.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, shall we?
Shall we? This next segment is called Roses. Marlena, who would you like to give your rose to this week?
So I'm going to give my. Why am I smelling cigarettes right now? Oh, somebody must be outside smoking. Sorry.
Hell?
No,
just smelling like, cigarettes randomly in your house.
Because I have my balcony door open, and so it's like coming in. It was like a big whiff. I'm like, woof, geez. Anyway. So I think no, exactly. My grandmother would say, "You're killing us."
Oh, Lord.
So I'm gonna give my roses to my team at work. You know, for obvious reasons, I cannot go into details, names, anything like that. You know, but one of our team members left. And I was just so excited, or not even excited, but I had a case of nostalgia because it just felt like we were all on the same page about the situation. And we all felt the same way. And I never got so many calls in the last 2 years from my teammates than about that situation. So I just like, you know, we haven't seen each other in 16, 17 months, you know, because everybody's working from home, but damn it, we're still connected. We're still connected. There's some things just never die. And yeah, I just love the comedy, man. It made my Friday. So, you know, shout out to the team. Shout out to the team.
Y'all still get to have your office gossip.
We do. And it's so funny because I was talking to one of my friends who used to work there. And she said, you know, just talking about just the team. I was talking about work in general. And she was like, damn, like I haven't worked in an office in so long. Like, I don't even know, like, I can't even remember like office drama or like, I haven't had to deal with that. I've had to deal with so many other things, still dealing with people, stuff like that and issues and solving those problems. But she said just like that intermediate, just like the way everyone just like one person goes to this office, this person goes over here, and then this person like, well, did you hear that?
Right.
You know, it's like a whole thing. It's like a game of telephone, I feel.
Absolutely.
And the greatest part about my telephone is it's usually ringing, but I can't disclose things because I work with the execs. So a lot of the stuff that I may know or may not know or whatever it is, I can't say anything about. So it's just the funniest, just like I get all this like information and what the greatest thing about me is I get the information, but that information is for me and me only. Like that shit is not leaving me and that's not going to like, I don't give a fuck if I do work for them.
Right.
Like that's not their business. I'm still a team member here. So, you know,
right.
I need to know the pulse of the team. So yeah, shout out to them.
I love it. I love that well, I'm saying we, like I'm a part of the team. I love that people are able to still connect in that way while being at home. I miss not even work drama necessarily, but the ability to connect with coworkers. As an entrepreneur, I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that y'all still have that even while working from home. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody, obviously. But like, right. It's like, you know, the people that I feel like everyone comes in with their class, right? It's like your class, like we all been working there for so long. So we're all on the same link. And then someone that maybe came like 4 years ago, they're all on the same link, you know? So,
right.
Yeah. Shout out to my work team. But Katrina, who are you giving your rose to this week?
I am going to give my rose to my cousin Shirley's. She had a birthday this week, so I'm just shouting her out. That's part of the reason why I am out of town, because I was traveling to come see her for her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
We had a good time as always. It was a lot of shit going on, but shout out to her because she's got a lot going on in her life with her family and everything, and just her own health for years. But for her to be able to take some time to herself, get a week away or long weekend away with her girls, and just get to kick it and chill and have a good time, lay out by the pool, relax. Like, it was cool to see her. Also, I haven't seen her in forever, and I used to go and see her all the time. I used to practically live with her at one point when I was living out of state. So shout out to my cousin.
Shout out to the cousins.
Yes, ma'am.
The siblings we've chose.
We have a joke because she is at least 10 years older than me. And she knew me when I was a baby, obviously, but I didn't know her because I was a baby. And she didn't live in LA, so I didn't see her until I was much older. And when I moved to Vegas for a little bit after college with her parents, and she was like, we connected there, and I was like 21, 22 years old. And so I always say, like, I just met her a few years ago. Like, I just met you like 10 years ago. She's like, Katrina, I've known you your entire life. Like, no, I just met you.
It don't count. It don't count.
You knew me, but I didn't know you.
Right.
So now I
have
definitely chosen her.
Right.
I have specifically chosen her.
Yeah, my cousin, Ayana, she and I are 10 years apart, and that's how we are. But we've been kind of like Dick and Steve's from, you know, as long as I can remember, even like I want to say by the time I got like maybe 6 or 7. Now, when you kind of register, like for real register people, I mean, not that you don't until 5, but I feel like by 6 or 7, you kind of have a little personality, you know, like, okay, I like them, I don't like them, but, you know, and you're firm in that temporary belief. But I always felt like, okay, I really liked Ayana, and she was 10 years older than me. So like when she went to summer camp or something like that, I was young, but I would, you know, she might have got a little job there, but I was there, you know, so I always kind of was connected to her. And then when we got, you know, when I became like an adult, I want to say by like 18 or 19, I was like, we were big, like hanging, when she was home from college or when she, you know, she was done, but back. And so, yeah, I feel that.
No, we skipped all of that.
Y'all skipped all that. No, we skipped
all of that because she always lived out of state. And so I never really saw her. And I knew her dad and I knew he had kids, but I didn't really know them. And then when I left and went to Vegas for a while, she was living out there at the time. And she knew Vegas really well. And she took me out all the time because, what else was I going to do when I had time off? She was like, let's go, let's party, let's whatever. And we had a great time. And we've been connected ever since. And it's been good. She invites me to her birthday parties out of the country and out of the state and all the things. And we turn up. It's good times.
Nice.
And I love her.
I can't wait to get out of the country, man. I can't wait, man. I was a little jealous. Side note, I was a little jealous. I had to I'm going to an event tomorrow. And I had to get a fucking COVID test. They're they want the test. Dude, they're not playing at this event. They want the test.
Good.
And they want a vaccination card. They want both. Damn. They want to make sure you good, fam? We're not playing these games. But anyway, when I was in there was this couple in front of me and the guy was like, okay, so this is for travel. So when we get to Italy, they're just going to ask me for an email. How are we going to tell them? But they're older. He's how are we going to tell them we're fine? And I was just I want to go to Italy. What the fuck? I was just standing there in line, just listening to these people. What about me? So yeah.
Meanwhile, you're just going to an event.
But it's not as fun. But I would have crashed their
trip.
You'll
get there. It'll happen. You won't crash some stranger's trip. I'm done with you.
I was maybe I'll crash their trip. No,
I can't.
But no, I'll get there because my original trip that got canceled in 2020 is happening in 2022. I don't think my friend or our friend is going to move her wedding again. So hopefully this shit doesn't blow up and I can actually get over there.
We'll see what these holidays look like.
That's all I'm worried about. That'll tell me how we're going to make it in the first quarter of 2022.
Yep. See what these holidays look like.
Yep. Well, that's that on that.
Well, that's another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
Faux show.